On? Good morning and welcome. Today, we have the pleasure of honoring our 2022 College of the Desert, excuse me, tenure, retirees, and Emeriti honorees in a celebration for their accomplishments. I am privileged to serve as Superintendent President of College of the Desert, and my name is Marta Garcia. And I thank you tremendously for joining us, whether you are here in person or joining us virtually. Some of the Board of Trustees that are here with us this morning to highlight our honorees are, and I'll mention them even if they're not here, but there are a few. I want to make sure that I acknowledge Chair Ruben Perez, who was not able to join us this morning. Vice Chair Dr. Stefan, who is here with us. Thank you. Trustee B. Gonzalez. Trustee Aurora Wilson. And I don't see our student trustee, Ireland Olson. Oh, she is here. And unfortunately, Trustee Fred Yount was not able to join us. Special thanks goes to everyone who helped coordinate this event. Additionally, a special thank you goes to the friends and family who are here today to celebrate your loved ones. Today's event marks the first in-person tenure, retirees, and emeriti event in over 2 years. And it is definitely a special celebration. Tenure is a practice at institutions of higher education, which allows faculty to research and teach and within an atmosphere of academic freedom. A tradition that has been carried on for centuries. The intent of tenure is to allow original ideas to arise by giving scholars that intellectual autonomy to investigate problems and solutions as they see fit, and to report their honest conclusions. Here at College of the Desert, tenure is a process of review and assessment of new faculty members. Attaining tenure means that a faculty member has progress through their evaluation process and has demonstrated mastery of their discipline and demonstrates strong commitment to student learning and effective teaching. Tenure is recommended by faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. Today, we acknowledge 6 tenure recipients from different areas of the college. Each of today's tenure honorees will receive a red tenure stole. One item to note before we begin, because this is a hybrid event, we will hold on to take pictures until the end, except for the tenure. So obviously for every other honoree, we have a setup for pictures. For tenure recipients, I want to make sure that I inform you that as they're providing remarks about you, please come to the stage. We'll place a red stone on you. We'll take a quick photograph. However, you'll have an opportunity to take additional photographs with your family, loved ones, at the conclusion of the reception of the event. I'd like to invite Dean of Health Sciences and Education, Gary Plunkett, to make a few comments and share a little about the first honoree.
Get on up here, Kurt. Thank you, Dr. Garcia. Some remarks about Kurt Spurgeon. faculty in health sciences. Kurt is the kind of instructor that truly believes in quality pedagogy, which is evidenced in the way he takes time to help each student, provides detailed and clear instructions, and maintains a strong presence both inside and outside of the classroom. And I'd like to share some remarks from his students. When asked, one student said, quote, "Such a great professor, and he makes class interesting. He is super sweet and is always there for you if you need to ask questions." Other comments include, quote, "He makes the boring exciting." Says a lot. "He answers questions without mocking, and the best of the best teacher." Professor Spurgeon's students use words like interesting, insightful, amazing, awesome, entertaining, and professional to describe him. And this is exactly the kind of instructor that we cherish here at College of the Desert. Kurt, congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Plunkett, and congratulations to Dr. Spurgeon. To highlight our next tenure honoree, Dean of Communications and Humanities, Dean Pappas.
Good morning. I heard someone comment that there's a couple long ones today, and I fear that they're mine. So. All right. It's a great honor to recognize Maria Elena Cruz Santoyo's awarding of tenure as an ESLN instructor at College of the Desert. It was such a pleasure to serve as the chair of Elena's tenure review committee. Elena brings such an extraordinary level of grace to her work in and out of the classroom. She's a natural teacher and creates a warm and comfortable learning environment for her students. Elena's instruction is personable and friendly, and she creates a vibrant sense of community in the classroom. At the same time, Elena promotes high expectations of her students and inspires their very best effort. Students attest to the positive learning experience Elena creates for them in their enthusiastic praise of her instruction and in awarding her the highest scores in all survey categories. One of Elena's greatest strengths is the fact that she's a learner and seeks the input and feedback of others. Her progress in these last 4 years has reflected her extraordinary commitment to continuous reflection and improvement. She values the advice and guidance of others, and she has students at the center of everything that she does. This makes Elena an incredible colleague who brings great awareness and commitment to her interactions with others and to the ESLN program. As a colleague, Elena is always looking for ways to step up and support her program and increase its impact on the lives of students. Elena's service to the college through her committee work and advocacy has been so very impressive as well, and notable for her commitment to diversity, access, equity, and racial justice. Elena has been our school representative at the College Planning Council, recently completing her 3-year term as our representative. Elena has also participated on the Equity Committee, the Dreamer Resource Advisory Committee, and over the summer, Elena participated on the Culturally Responsive Curriculum Review. I should mention that these highlights are a mere snapshot of Elena's work and ongoing commitment to the college and to our students. As you can see from these remarks, I could not be more pleased, more impressed, or more proud of Elena's outstanding progress and contributions in and out of the classroom. She's an excellent instructor and an amazing colleague and highly deserving of the awarding of tenure. Congrats, Elena.
Thank you, Dean Papas, and congratulations to Dr. Cruz Santoyo. From the School of Applied Sciences and Business, I welcome Dean Douglas Benoit to highlight our next honoree.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to recognize Shantae Wilson this morning. Shantae teaches in the Emergency Medical Services Program and serves as the EMS director. She's been a paramedic for 34 years, and as you would guess, emergency medicine is her passion. She is honored to teach EMR and EMT courses at College of the Desert. Outside of the classroom, she enjoys spending time with her family. Her adult children are currently completing their higher education and plan to teach. She has 2 dressage horses that she shows, and she is training her new Belgian Malinois puppy, who I've yet to meet, for urban search and rescue. She is thrilled to be part of the COD family, and we congratulate her this morning.
Thank you, Dean Benoit, and congratulations to Shantae Wilson. We have 2 honorees in the School of Mathematics and Science. To share more information and highlight our honorees is Interim VP of Instruction, Dr. Sarah Butler.
I'm honored to introduce the next 2 individuals on behalf of Dean Holman, who wishes he could be here. Edith Rojas Salazar is among the rising stars in STEM faculty at COD. She is a geologist and educator through and through. She received a bachelor's degree in natural science with an emphasis in geology and a master's of science in geology, both from California State University, Los Angeles. Edith is one of the co-sponsors of a club at COD called Women for STEM. She is a firm believer in active and engaging pedagogy, both in the classroom and in the field. She has started offering field trips for her students to get an outdoor field experience. This has grown into multiple field trips with the addition of other faculty from interdisciplinary areas joining to provide an overall, well-rounded experience for our students. Edith always puts the interests of her students and COD first. Great job, Edith. Congrats on your tenure. Amy Glover is the newest member adding to the ever-growing family of tenured biologists out of the School of Math and Sciences. She hails from the Midwest, where she received a Bachelor of Science in Biology at Central Michigan University. Amy received a Master's of Science in Biological Oceanography at the University of Southern Mississippi. She, like Professor Rojas, is also a co-sponsor of a club at COD called Women for STEM, and is very active in all STEM events at COD and throughout the Coachella Valley. Amy is not only an active facilitator of pedagogical practice in the classroom, she is a staunch advocate of outdoor education and field research. Oftentimes, she teams up with other instructors in STEM to co-lead and provide cross-discipline field trips throughout the semester for our students and the community. She is the epitome of professionalism and hard work and selflessly puts her students and colleagues first. Congrats on your tenure, Amy.
Thank you, Dr. Butler, for sharing about two great individuals who are major contributors to our STEM program, especially as they're driving and trying to increase the participation of women in the field, which is still underrepresented. Dean Plunkett, on behalf of the Library and Learning Resources, will feature our final tenure honoree.
Come on up, Dr. Gabut. Does anyone remember March 2020? I have a quick story. So we have Dr. Marvin Gabut, Distance Education and Instructional Design Coordinator. In March 2020, this is during his second year of tenure track here at COD, Dr. Gabut performed one of the single greatest services to the college community in COD history, when he led the successful migration of 100% of our classes to full online instruction in a matter of 2 weeks. During a global crisis, he kept his cool, went to work, and orchestrated a feat that only a handful of colleges in the whole California community college system were able to accomplish. Dr. Gabut has a genuinely approachable and caring personality. He is extremely helpful and respectful to faculty, staff, and leadership alike. And he is highly respected and admired in return. He is described by his colleagues as highly organized, genius, honest, and super friendly. And although most of his work can be done remotely, he loves to be here on campus and is regularly seen at campus events throughout the year. He is an invaluable member of our faculty and campus community, and we are fortunate to have him as a member of our COD family, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Plunkett and Dr. Gabut, for ensuring our students had access to learning at the start of COVID-19 and throughout all these past 2 years, and obviously currently. We rely tremendously on you, and we're extremely grateful. Some of our students are able to walk across the stage next week, in large part to your efforts and the efforts of those that supported you. I know that college could not function without the talents of every single one of our employees. Those we are honoring today represent the entire spectrum of employment at College of the Desert that are equally important in fulfilling our mission of providing programs and services that contribute to success, learning, and achievement of our diverse students. Today, in addition to celebrating a continuing future for our tenured honorees, we're celebrating a rich and full past with 15 retirees who are moving on to new chapters in their lives. We cannot express enough our appreciation for the years of service they provided to College of the Desert, to our students, and to this community. Beginning with administrative services, to highlight share a few words, Director of Public Safety and Emergency Preparedness, Tim Nakamura. So I know that our honoree was not going to be able to join us. So we're going to obviously honor him, and I obviously don't see that Dr. Nakamura is here, so I want to make sure that we honor Jess Salais as he is going on to a new chapter in his life. I'd like to have Dr. Benoit invite him over to share the retirement in the School of Applied Sciences and Business.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia, and good morning again. I'd like to take this opportunity to honor Robin Best. Robin started at COD in 1997, and the first class she taught was keyboarding. That was a long time ago. In the 25 years since, she has also taught computer literacy, which includes Word, Excel, Access, computer history, and the internet, professional office procedures, business research, and computer survival skills. In 2008, Robin was among the first instructors to teach online. Long before Canvas, desertonline.net was the program that was used. Always keeping up with new technology and the latest philosophies in online education, Robin was well prepared to handle the pandemic-created need for flexible online education. Robin developed one of her favorite courses to teach, Professional Office Procedures, from beginning to end. She pored over textbooks, selected what she saw as the best for the students, and developed the lectures, assignments, research assignments, and tests. She did the same for business research when it was time to update that course. Robin's teaching philosophy has always been to set the high bar, knowing that the more she expects from her students, the more her students learn, and the better prepared they are to enter the workforce or to continue their education. Congratulations, Robin.
And Robin, if you're here, can you just please stand so that we acknowledge you, please? Thank you. Thank you, Dean Benoit, and thank you so much, Robin, for your service. Dean Pappas will share remarks in regards to 4 retirees in the School of Communication and Humanities.
Okay, good morning again. I believe the first retiree is David Bayshore, yes. David Bayshore taught communication studies at College of the Desert since 2006 until his retirement in 2021. His service to the college was extraordinary in and out of the classroom. In the classroom, David was an excellent instructor and one of our very best. David was an active participant in his department and lent his experience and leadership to the communication studies program and to the School of Communication and Humanities. He was a leader as well of the College Desert Adjunct Association, having served as its president for several terms. David has made a lasting impact on the lives of our students, his colleagues in program, and on the quality of labor relations at College of the Desert. We wish him all the very best in his retirement.
And David is not present, correct? He is in Mexico.
Yes.
If you could continue on, thank you.
Sure. Matt Kaufer. Matt was one of our most seasoned English instructors at College of the Desert. Matt taught our English curriculum for 27 years when he was hired in 1994 until his retirement in 2021. Matt's range of experience with our curriculum and with teaching our students has been an invaluable service. We were so very lucky to have an instructor with Matt's deep background and expertise. Matt could be counted on to teach all levels of our English curriculum and always provide his students with his excellent instruction. To say that Matt had a tremendous and positive impact on the lives of our students over the course of his 27 years would be a massive understatement. It's also worthy of mention how well Matt adjusted to changes to the curriculum and to the teaching modalities and contexts in which English has been taught over the years. We are indebted and grateful to have had an instructor of Matt's caliber all of these years. Matt, congratulations on your retirement, and we wish you the very best.
Is Matt present? Thank you. We could continue.
Okay. Sandra Rice, okay. Sandy Rice was a pillar in the ESLN department from when she was hired in 2009 until her recent retirement in 2022. Sandy came to COD after many years of missionary work in South America and Mexico. Over the years at COD, Sandy has taught all of the lower levels of the ESLN program and has been a wonderful colleague, instructor, and friend to those who knew her. Sandy was always eager to learn more about her discipline and ways to help our students. Even prior to working at COD, when Sandy was getting her master's degree in teaching English as a second language, she would attend the ESLN book fairs to see what types of ESLN curriculum were current and, excuse me, lost my place here, were current and prepare for a future as a teacher. This symbolized so well the character and spirit of her work in the classroom, and she would become one of our best instructors, which was evident in the long wait lists for her classes. Sandy will be missed tremendously by her students and colleagues, and we wish Sandy all the very best in her retirement. Sandy here.
Yay! Congratulations, Sandy, and thank you so much for your service to our students, especially to our ESLN student population. Thank you. We honor you today. Thank you.
Okay, one more. This would be Vita Rossi. I have the honor of formally recognizing Vita for attaining emeritus status today, so I want to offer some warm words of congratulations to her on her retirement. I'll start by sharing the words of one of her colleagues, Ed Reed. Quote, Vita is a wonderful colleague and friend. It's always a delight to run into her in the hallways or spend time with her at campus events. She's always supportive, always willing to listen, and always offers good advice when needed. She is a pleasure to work with, and her presence in the hallways will be sorely missed, end quote, and yes, so very true. Vita brought invaluable perspective and leadership to her department and to our school. She could always be counted on for her candor, her passion, and her integrity. As a colleague, I also knew her to be spirited, fun, and funny as well. In addition, Vita modeled an extraordinary level of commitment and brought high expectations to her work and to all of her interactions with others. Thank you, Vita, for your tremendous service to the college. You will be missed, and we wish you the very best.
Is Vita present? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Pappas, and to the 4 retirees that were honored. Thank you so much. We wish you the best. Dean Plunkett will now share about 2 retirees.
I know Mark's here. Mark, would you like to stand up, please, and be recognized? Thank you, Mark. 14.5 years. Mark, Administrative Assistant in Health Sciences and Education. Mark has worked with the School of Health Sciences and Education for nearly 15 years as Administrative Assistant. Mark has a master's degree in dance and is heavily involved in theater. When he's not acting, he's sewing costumes for the stage. Mark is learning to speak French, although he is already fluent in sarcasm. To give you an example of his humor, upon learning that I had been named dean in November, he changed my predecessor's office was adjacent to his, and he put my name up. When I broke the news to him that I wasn't moving in and I was staying in my current office, he changed the nameplate. My next time walking through, the office had the name Tomb of the Unknown Dean. His sense of humor and quick wit have proved essential during long meetings. Mark has been open to sharing his philosophies on life, inclusivity, and enduring belief in community and education for all. I'd like to quote one of his colleagues and former dean, Courtney Dowsett. Quote, "I've spent hours in deep discussion with Mark where he's grappled with the issues of our time, helped to provide comfort and stability, and most importantly, continuity through changing hands, leadership, and incredible growth. Mark, you are irreplaceable and will be greatly missed. Congratulations on your retirement." And now Lana Stevens. I'm not sure if Lana is here today. Is Lana in the house? Okay. Lana Stevens, adjunct in nursing. Lana Stevens has served as the nursing department's remediation specialist for over 5 years. During that time, she has helped countless students with their study skills. Her service has increased retention and persistence in our nursing programs. Students are fond of her and often recognize her efforts and help at the nursing pinning ceremony. Before COD, Lana worked on a ship abroad program where she was the nurse practitioner for the crew and students while traveling the world. Lately, Lana has caught the travel bug again, and she's been to Egypt, Morocco, and France just this year alone. Lana plans to travel more in her retirement. Congratulations to Lana.
Thank you, Dean Plunkett, and once again, congratulations to Mark and Lena. And now, I would like to invite Florante Rowe, Director of Systems Management and MIS Operations, to share about 2 retirees that will be honored.
Good morning. I was being saved by my boss until my name is called. Ethan Camargo. Is he here? Ethan, I know you're watching. So pay attention. Ethan is an honest, no-nonsense guy, smart, funny, and easy to work with. Sometimes too honest that he will just give you what's on his mind. That's why he was one of our best vendor negotiators for quite some time. Boy, how the vendors feared negotiating with him, in a good way. Mm-hmm. He took his master's, then for a few semesters, he also started to teach here at COD. Teaching mellowed him down, or so I heard. But kidding aside, I had the honor and privilege of working with him for 22 plus years, and I will truly miss his wit, his distinct laughter, and his friendship. Ethan, the best is yet to come. Congratulations. Enjoy your well-deserved retirement. And I know Bob is here. Stand up, Bob. Robert Bob McKay. I first come to know Bob from the network side of the IT. Early on, I noticed and admired his quality of work, his attention to details, plus his warm and welcoming ways as he works and helps with everyone. Thanks to COD, I was given the opportunity to recruit. I was wanting to say steal. I was able to recruit and ask Bob to move and continue his great work in the systems area under my supervision. Bob is a fast learner, a smart worker, shared great recipes from his wife. He was very honest about them. And yes, Mr. Yes attitude all the time. Either he already knows the answer or he will find it for you. Truth be told, I tried to stop Bob from retiring, but obviously it did not work. We cannot compete with his early morning slow walk with his wife. peace and quiet time anytime, and more fun at the beach. We will miss you. Good luck. God bless. Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you, Florante, and congratulations to Ethan and Bob. And now to continue on with Fiscal Services, Tony Carrillo, Director of Fiscal Services, will share a few words.
All right, so we're honoring today Jeanette. Jeanette dedicated 22 years of accounting for the resources of our students needed in order to be successful. Jeanette decided to retire to be there for her mother, and this act of selflessness rang true in Fiscal Services office as she was always willing and eager to help others. Jeanette was always dependable, accepted challenges, and was always willing to learn a new area in the fiscal operation. Before Jeanette's retirement, we held a virtual farewell, and as expected, many of Jeanette's colleagues from across the campus joined the Zoom call to wish her well. Some words that were shared to describe Jeanette were intelligent, friendly, trustworthy, bright, and talented. Jeanette, you are an amazing person, and you are truly missed in the office. I'm so happy to see you reach your goal. Retirement holds new beginnings for you. Seek out everything that retirement has to offer to you. You've worked your entire life for this, and you deserve it. And all the best for a happy retirement.
Thank you for those kind words, Tony and Jeanette. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for your service to this institution, to our students, to this community. To highlight our retiring counselors is Vice President for Student Services, Jeff Baker.
Good morning. First, I want to thank Dean Amanda Phillips for writing some kind words about some of the counseling faculty. Dr. Augustine, Dr. Basil, King Basil, the enforcer, whatever his title, everyone knows who you're talking about. And it's hard to imagine the counseling department without him. Dr. Augustine overcame obstacles that many thought insurmountable to become a clinical psychologist. He approaches counseling with the conviction that all of our students have the capacity to overcome their obstacles and be successful. He thoroughly helps every student that walks in the office. When you see Dr. Basil, you know that he will discover any problem and address it so that you can move forward, whether it's to register, graduate, transfer, or focus on your self-care so you can come back ready to be successful. His background in psychiatric hospitals might not be the standard preparation for community college counseling, but he has used it to help countless students. Most he sees directly, but he also provides advice and support to other counselors when they aren't sure how to help a student. Every counselor has at least one story about Basil saving the day, but this one is from Amanda Phillips. After spending a year as an intern and 2 weeks training, I was so excited to help my first COD student on my own. The gentleman started talking, and I tried to counsel him. I was doing my best, but it became apparent that I was getting nowhere and I was not going to be successful. I had to knock on the office door next door and ask Dr. Augustine for help. He immediately stepped in and handled the situation. He gave me advice on how to handle it next time, but he was so supportive and kept me from feeling like a failure, even though I failed with my first student. He is the best kind of colleague. His dogs will no doubt love having him home to spoil them with attention, but the counseling department will feel his loss. In taking his advice, they will have to stop, collect their thoughts, and move forward while missing him. Basil, you are truly one of a kind. We will miss you. Thank you so much. The next counselor is Sandra Hoff. You don't have to memorize the entire college catalog to be a counselor, but it doesn't hurt. Sandy memorized the catalog and all the relevant regulations for serving students with disabilities and student veterans. She is an encyclopedia of knowledge in this profession. Sandy is a local, having attended school in the East Valley, which makes her particularly understanding of and empathetic to the pressures our students face. She is a fierce advocate for them across campus, and particularly in the area of financial aid, where she has served on the appeals committee for years. Before coming to College of the Desert, Sandy worked with individuals in crisis. It's a skill we hope not to need, but is invaluable in the moment. Sandy can be relied on to counsel a student in crisis using sound judgment and counseling skills. Having spent the majority of her COD career in either DSPS or the Veterans Resource Center, Sandy excels at providing comprehensive service to students, wrapping academic planning, counseling, and additional supports around each of her students. This is especially apparent in the VRC, where she regularly works with outside agencies to nominate student veterans for supports like housing, transportation, and elite university educational programs. Every year we hear graduates thanking her and Donnie for going well beyond expectations and helping them succeed. She uses her knowledge and experience to help students and also to mentor new counselors. She is patient and gives excellent advice to help new counselors gain knowledge and confidence in their roles. I know she will enjoy being able to spend more time with her grandchildren, but she will be missed throughout this college. And I was thinking about words to describe you, Sandra, and it's, to me, it's soul of a lion. You fight for your students. You can ask for better support, and it's just throughout the essence of who you are as a human being. So thank you so much. You will be missed.
Thank you, VP Baker. I want to make sure that I acknowledge them if they're here present. Dr. Agustin and Sandy, if you're here, can you please stand? We honor you and thank you. To highlight a retiring mathematics individual is interim VP for instruction, Dr. Sarah Butler.
Hi, is Eveline here? Oh, wonderful. So on behalf of Dean Holman and myself, I want to celebrate Eveline. Eveline Barsom served as an instructional support assistant in mathematics within the School of Math and Sciences. Her #1 goal was to help spread joy and fun of math to all students, and she succeeded. Not only did she succeed in sharing that joy with students, but also among her colleagues. She has been a mentor to so many and will be missed. Thank you for your countless years of selfless service, Eveline, and good luck to you in your retirement.
Eveline, can you please stand so that we honor you appropriately? Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Butler, you have the privilege of introducing the final retiree.
And I'm back, okay. Dr. Wixon. Thank you. Dr. Steve Wixon has taught at COD since 2016 after a long career of counseling and ministry at 9 different universities, always making time for his first love and second job, teaching. While here, he taught Intro to Psychology, Developmental Psychology, and Human Sexuality. He also used his clinical background and experience to help students learn the ins and outs of counseling when teaching for the Alcohol Drug Studies program. He is an ultimate team player, always thinking about and doing what is in the best interest of his students. Professor Wixon is a creative and engaging instructor and also a thoughtful and caring colleague. Best wishes in your retirement, Stephen.
Thank you, Dr. Butler, and congratulations to Dr. Wixon. Congratulations to all the retirees. Once again, we express tremendous gratitude for your service. We wish you the best and tremendous blessings. And now to continue on with acknowledging our Emeriti or continuing with the Emeriti recognition during this event is Academic Senate President, Dr. Kim Dozier.
Good morning. You're going to have to give me a second. There we go. I have the privilege of introducing 4 of our Emeriti today, and then some of my colleagues will recognize some of our other Emeriti. Dr. Basil Augustine. Dr. Augustine began a dedicated and illustrious career as a high school teacher in New Jersey. After a few years and finding the field of psychology fascinating, he earned a master's degree in psychology at Humboldt State University. He then went on to earn a PhD in psychology from the Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago, Illinois, and there was no looking back. With a doctorate in his pocket, Dr. Augustine provided counseling in psychiatric units, supervised clinical staff in psychiatric emergency services, was clinically and fiscally responsible for psychiatric treatment day programs, as well as being clinically responsible for starting many West Coast psychiatric programs while meeting state licensing and Medicare requirements. He was director of clinical services and psychiatric units of hospitals and a clinical consultant in designing many psychiatric programs. He has provided psychological services across the spectrum, including for autistic and developmentally disabled clients. While his main focus was working in hospitals and psychiatric programs for decades, he always had a love for teaching and education in his heart. He began his long and loyal career at College of the Desert in 2002 when he was hired as an adjunct general counselor, where he provided academic as well as psychological counseling. Shortly thereafter, Dr. Augustine was hired as a full-time general counselor, earning tenure and becoming a valued and respected member of the counseling department. For many years, his professional guidance was sought in countless emergency situations, and he literally saved a number of students from what could have been tragic results. Dr. Augustine has often stopped what he was doing to run to students in distress, as well as assisting his colleagues during challenging situations. He was the clinical psychologist at COD for many years without compensation, title, or acknowledgement. He just helped students and staff wherever and whenever he could. I can attest to that. Dr. Augustine was chair of the counseling department for several terms. He taught psychology classes and offered flex presentations on mastering the challenging student in your classroom. These are just a few examples of the innumerable contributions he has made to the College of the Desert. We sincerely thank mild-mannered young Dr. Augustine for all of his dedicated years of service to College of the Desert, for all he has done for his colleagues, and most importantly, all he has done for literally thousands of students. For all of these reasons and many more, Professor Basil Augustine, PhD, is very deserving of being honored with achieving emeritus status. Sandra Huff. Sandy has been a counselor at COD for over 20 years. Through her knowledge, dedication, and advocacy, she's contributed to the success of students and the COD campus community as a whole. Her extensive counseling experience includes serving students in general counseling, disabled students programs and services, foster youth, financial aid, and extended opportunity programs and services. Sandy currently serves as the Veterans Counselor, assisting veterans and their dependents. She goes above and beyond by working closely with outside agencies and nonprofit organizations to assist our veterans in more than just their educational needs. Thanks to her advocacy, our veterans have exposure and access to life-changing resources. In the last 5 years, our veterans have received thousands of dollars in scholarships. 2 of our student veterans have been awarded a home, one in Palm Desert and one in Indio, thanks to the generosity of Habitat of Humanity of the Coachella Valley. Another agency, Support the Enlisted Project, STEP, has helped provide transportation to 4 of our COD student veterans by giving them a car. In addition to serving students, Sandy has been a valuable member of the college community. Her depth and breadth of knowledge has enhanced the productivity and efficiency of many committees at COD. She has served on professional standards and ethics, curriculum, educational policies and practices, faculty development, equity, accreditation team, DSPS Advisory Committee, EOPS, Care and Foster Youth Advisory Committees. She was also interim DSPS Director and interim EOPS, Care, Foster Youth Coordinator. Additionally, she has been a mentor not only to students, but to newly hired counselors in general counseling and special programs. By sharing her wealth of knowledge with all counselors, she has become a leader in the counseling department. In recognition of her outstanding service to students and service to the college, Sandy is very deserving of emeritus status. Robin Best. The School of Applied Sciences and Business and the Academic Senate unanimously supported Robin's appointment to emeritus status. Robin served on the Faculty Development Committee for 1 year when Kim Dozier, I don't remember this, was at the helm of that committee and stepped in to teach computer literacy when the department needed an additional instructor. During Robin's tenure at College of the Desert, she also taught for COD's Community Education Department, where she was named Teacher of the Year in 2001. Robin also taught community education for Riverside City College and for a grant program funded through the city of Beaumont, where on a converted school bus, she taught both senior citizens and middle school aged children. That just deserves a prize right there. None of these programs had money for materials, so Robin created the curriculum and wrote all the lecture notes, lessons, and assignments. In addition to her teaching positions, Robin also worked in various offices around the community, including 2 different real estate offices, law offices, a manufacturing facility where she wrote the policy and procedure manual, and she even worked at COD's own Child Development Center. Thank you. Vita Rossi Dean. The School of Communication and Humanities is proud to recognize Vita Rossi for emeritus status. Vita has been instructor at College of the Desert for over 10 years. I think it's more like 15. She began teaching at COD as a reading instructor, and following the dissolution of that discipline, began teaching English. She has served as the chair of the Educational Policies and Practices Committee, as well as serving with distinction on the Curriculum and Faculty Development Committees. Moreover, she served as faculty advisor for Phi Beta Kappa. Throughout her tenure at COD, Vita has been actively involved in nearly every aspect of campus governance, serving in the Academic Senate, Enrollment Management, the K-12 Consortium, the Academic Calendar Committee, numerous hiring committee, and accreditation, among many others. Of special interest to Vita was her work to develop new reading curriculum and how best to provide instruction after the passage of AB 705. Throughout her tenure, she has worked to improve the college, the campus, and the community. Vita has also been a tireless advocate for her students. She believes that education is the gateway for her students to have better lives and better futures, and has encouraged her students to push themselves to improve at the essential skills of reading and English. She earned a certificate in online teaching before the pandemic because she sensed that modality was the future of instruction at COD, a predication that bore itself out in 2020. She's an excellent mentor to her students. I think that this is the same language that Dean read. She is a wonderful colleague and friend. It is always a delight to run into her in the hallways or spend time with her at campus events. She is always supportive, always willing to listen, and always offers good advice when needed. She is a pleasure to work with, and her presence in the hallways will be sorely missed. In recognition of these and many other qualities, Vita Rossi is duly recognized and deserving of emeritus status. Congratulations, Vita.
And now, thank you, Dr. Dozier. Donald O'Loughlin will share some words in regards to Lisa Weilander.
So Lisa is both, take this off. Both was a faculty member here for many years and my friend. She last retired, or Lisa retired in June of 2021 after faithful service of over 20 years to faculty, students, and staff in her status as professor and learning disability specialist. She was a tireless resource for our disabled students, and for our program, many students benefited from her expertise. We could see many times when we would collaborate together, we would meet about a student or have a faculty member come in and talk about a student, or one of our counselors would need assistance. in understanding her learning disability reports and what they mean for our students and listing accommodations. It was a time where we would all work together, and it was great. She'd also help students in our lab. We have one of the best computer labs for disabled students. We call it our high-tech center. And she was the faculty member there, and she would never treat a student without grace and without enjoyment and helping them with the process. She's also part of the Educational Technologies and Distance Education Committee of the Academic Senate for many years. She liked to keep up to date on technologies, and she was an instructor also of classes. I was lucky to be able to be part of her last evaluation and saw how her students reacted. One of the nice things I remember, because I taught class right after her, she would always have on the screen the last semester that she was here, and it was a baby bald eagle. And it was a live, current situation, so you could see what was happening to the eagle every day. And when I came in and I was going to turn that off, they said, "Oh, no, we want to see what's happening with the eagle. Is he going to get fed or not?" She also had a great sense of humor as well. I don't know if we have the picture up. There is a picture of her sticking her tongue out. So she was not afraid to joke with you or tell you what you didn't want to hear. So anyway, we will miss her very much. She died in October of 2021.
Thank you. Thank you. And now, Dr. Butler and Dr. Cathcart will share some words in regards to Emeriti and Marissa Banuelos, and I believe we are inviting the family, if they would like to join us up here, if you feel comfortable. If not, you're welcome to stay where you're at.
Hi, how y'all doing? First off, I'd like to recognize Ray Banuelos, Angie Banuelos, and Sarah Banuelos, the family of Marissa Banuelos. You all raised an amazing daughter, and we're gonna miss her. My name is Jermaine Cathcart, and I'm here. I've been asked to say a few words on behalf of Professor Marissa Banuelos. I've known her for the past 4 years as her peer, colleague, and dear, dear friend. While at COD, Marissa had a genuine and sincere desire to help others and a deep sense of responsibility to make a difference in her community. She's an active participant in community college and the Desert Life. She served as a member of SEED, the Curriculum Review Tech Committee, Distance Education Subcommittee, the Equity Committee, the Accreditation Committee, the Ethnic Studies Work Group, and was one of the founding members of the Faculty and Staff of Color Caucus. She created our Introduction to Criminology course and also helped create the curriculum and program layout for the Social Justice Studies program. And lastly, during her illness, she helped to create and served as one of the chief architects of the new COD Faculty Mentor Program. She was sick when she was doing this, but her ideas and her hard work laid the foundation for the program. And last year, she achieved a lifelong goal of earning tenure here at College of the Desert. When I looked at Marissa, I really felt like I was looking at my students. She's a young, bright Latina female who could have accomplished anything she put her mind to. She's a great role model for our students. Our student body is, of course, 75% Latino, and she showed them that they could accomplish anything that they put their minds to as well. When I spoke with Marissa's father at her rosary, he said that he thought she was a perfect professor at COD, and I literally couldn't agree more. She really was perfect for our school. But in addition to being a great professor, she was a multi-talented person. She was an incredible chef. She would throw a yearly Christmas party for the sociology department, and every year she had her house and her apartment meticulous. The food was amazing, and I honestly feel like not only was she the best professor I ever met, but she was also the best chef I've ever met as well. It was literally, she just a caring person. It was in her nature to be that way. But what I remember most about Marissa was her love and her care for our students. College of the Desert was served well by having such a positive and inspiring young Latina female professional and successful role model. The connection and bond that she had with our students cannot be overstated. There were many times when I was speaking with my students, wasn't talking about Professor Banuelos, was just talking about other things, and then they randomly brought her up, like, oh, she's the best professor I've ever seen. She makes sociology come to life. Oh, nobody's even close to her, and I'm standing there like, you're in my class, right? I mean, you ain't gotta be like that, but she was just that good. When I would hang out in her office, there were many times when students would drop by and tell her what a great inspiration she was to them. They told her that she was her hero, that they wanted to be just like her in the future. And it's sad, but every student I've had the unfortunate burden of telling that she's passed has broken down in tears. Professor Banuelos loved to work with our students. In particular, she loved to work on the Mechathermal campus because she enjoyed that population. She loved working with our Latino students, our undocumented students. She cared so much about our students and so much about being prepared. The first week of school, she had never been to the Mechathermal campus, and I had never been there either. So she was like, well, I want to be prepared. I've never seen the campus. Can you come with me and join me so we can take a look at the campus? I was like, sure, let's go. So we go out there, we drive 30 minutes, we get to the campus, and then we stop. And there's a giant gate around the campus. I'm like, oh, I can't believe we just drove 30 minutes and we can't even check out the classroom and get prepared. And so I'm like, all right, I guess we got to go back. And she's like, we're not going anywhere. I'm like, what do you mean? There's a giant fence around the campus. And she was like, you can jump that. You're tall. I was like, we're going to get in trouble here. So she's like, we're not going anywhere. So I jump it, and I open up the gate from inside. And then we go in, and we proceed, and we actually make our way to the classroom. She has a key fob, so she can actually open the door, but we didn't know that there was an alarm that would actually be triggered when she opens the door. So she opens the door, and alarms just start blaring like there's a fire alarm. It's just beep, beep, beep. I'm like, all right, let's go now. She's like, nope, nope. So she sticks her USB disk in the computer, turns on the projector. I can't hear a single thing. She's walking around the campus, walking around the classroom, pretending to lecture, walking around doing this. I'm like, all right, we have got to go because I can't hear anything you're saying. So eventually, after she's prepared for class, we leave, and then cops just come hauling through the campus. So we duck out the back, and we luckily did not get arrested. But that is the type of person she was, just always prepared, always thoughtful, and always thinking about our students. Another story I have about Professor Banuelos, when she found out that she had cancer, she also, I told her that I was mentoring another student with the BSSC who also had cancer. She decided that she wanted to give the student a scholarship. But I didn't want to out that student because nobody else that was a part of the BSSC knew that she had cancer. So she just decided to give every single student that I was working with a scholarship. So we ended up giving about $2,000 worth of scholarships to our students, students that she never met, she didn't know, and she was willing to give that type of money. Another story that I can think about with Professor Banuelos is I had a student who was really struggling in my class. She was about 65 years old, and she was really struggling with technology, couldn't figure out how to send an email. And I was telling Professor Banuelos, I don't know, the student is struggling so bad. I don't know what to do. I try to help, but she's not getting it. And then Professor Banuelos looks at me like, if you had a mother, if your mother was in this class, how would you treat her? And I said, I would sit there, I would wait, I would be patient, and I would help her. And she told me, she's somebody's mother. Your students are somebody's daughter or somebody's son. So you should treat everybody with dignity and worth, especially those who need the help. Professor Banuelos was truly a stellar professional with a kind, humble demeanor, and a sweet, mature, and caring disposition. She always displayed class and a professional demeanor. She was a wonderful human being, a great professor, a fantastic colleague, but for me, she was an even better friend. And she was one of the few people who I met who was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside. For me and everybody who knew her, the desert is not the same without her presence. The Coachella Valley is not the same, but ultimately, the school doesn't feel the same without her. There's a sense of loneliness, sadness, and eeriness without her presence here. I know that when I walk to her office, she won't be there. But I know that one of the best ways to keep her here with me is to take the lessons that I learned from her and make the school a better place as she did when she was here. One way that I can honor her memory is to keep her alive is to treat every student with the dignity and worth that she did while she was here. So although she's gone in body, she will always be here with us in spirit, guiding us. She made me a better professor, a better colleague, and a better person. And in this way, her legacy will live on. What I'll always remember about her, she has amazing food, great laughter, her amazing smile. She will always live on in our memories, our minds, and in our hearts. So from me, Marissa, and COD and your entire Soch family, rest in peace, Marissa. We love you, we miss you. You'll be a Roadrunner forever, and you'll always, always be here with us. And I know we'll see you again one day.
Thank you, Dr. Cathcart, for those words, and also for your constant support for Marissa. Whenever I talk about Marissa, I always fall back on the same things. Marissa was truly the most beautiful person I've ever known, both inside and out. She was all the things I wish I could be a little bit more of. Kind, gracious, smart, caring, and super classy. She always dressed professionally, hair perfect, not a one out of place, and pin straight, and usually a cute bag to round it all out. I got to know Marissa pretty well last summer. We spent hours talking about everything from religion to family. We'd send each other memes and BuzzFeed quizzes like, what 90s trend are you? And what Disney princess are you? And I'm happy to report that, true to form, we both got Belle. You know, the really deep academic scholarly stuff. It was probably the quickest path to a solid friendship I ever built. However, I know I'm not that special, but rather Marissa had that impact on most people she met. When talking with Marissa, you knew you could trust her and that she genuinely cared about you. Her students felt it too. Among the dozens of positive comments she received on her student evaluations, here are a few that drive the point home. Professor Benuelos demonstrates professionalism with her students. She is relatable with the class, which in turn, the students are comfortable and willing to talk. I absolutely love Professor Benuelos' style. She is very professional, but also sets a welcoming atmosphere in her classrooms. I've attended COD for almost 2 years now, and Professor Benuelos is by far my favorite professor. Professor Benuelos always takes the time to address every student individually. In my time at COD, I've had the pleasure of participating in 2 separate classes with Professor Benuelos. In both of these classes, there have been students with very specific needs. Professor Benuelos has always demonstrated incredible amounts of patience while also not neglecting the rest of the class. Her classes are always entertaining and a pleasure to participate in. Finally, I'd like to end by saying that while one might think Marissa's grace and class may have been tested given her diagnosis, I saw them strengthened. She fought bravely and stayed true to who she was, which is a testament to her wonderful family, as it was clear that she had their love and support. So thank you to the Banuelos family for sharing Marissa with her Roadrunner family. I promise Marissa will not be forgotten. Her memory lives on as co-founder of the Faculty Mentor Program. Whenever we talk about the Faculty Mentor Program, we will talk about Marissa so she can continue to have an impact on her colleagues. She will also continue to impact students thanks to her sociology colleagues and the COD Foundation, who established the Marissa Banuelos Memorial Scholarship in her honor. Thank you for being here today to honor Professor Marissa Banuelos, truly a remarkable woman.
I want to thank Dr. Dozier, Dr. Cathcart, Dr. Butler, and Donald, but especially thank the Banuelos family for being here with us today, for allowing us to honor your daughter. As has been communicated this morning, her legacy lives here and will continue here at College of the Desert, as she has impacted many, and especially this community. We are proud to bestow the honor of Emeriti on these individuals. Your outstanding service, which has been validated by your colleagues, is a testament to you and to this institution. The hope is that if we continue to have faculty to celebrate this honor, then that serves as an indication that College of the Desert is providing faculty the opportunities and support they need to grow and thrive. I'd like to have a moment of silence honoring the memory of revered colleagues Lisa Weilander and Marisa Banuelos. Faculty and staff, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of Trustee Perez, Trustee Gonzalez, Trustee Wilson, Trustee Stefan, and Student Trustee Olson, who are here with us. We thank you. We honor those that we celebrated today, our tenured faculty, our retirees, our emeriti. And we thank them for their tremendous impact and dedication to this institution, to our students, to our community. We're truly fortunate to celebrate at the same time that we may feel some pain, but it is important that we continue honoring and celebrating and honoring the life and the legacy that they've left for us. Celebrating amazing people who have poured into this institution, who have given to our students and this community, and will continue to do so. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. May you have an amazing day. Thank you. This concludes our ceremony. Please take pictures with the family, your loved ones. Thank you.